Welcome to this Moksha Yoga video. This is a Vinyasa flow. It's pretty slow going, pretty easy going. Take your time, only do what you're really comfortable doing. Listen to your body throughout, never pushing. So we start on our backs. Your knees can be bent. Soles of feet comfortably on the floor at a comfortable distance from the hips. Just observing your natural breath, closing your eyes if it's comfortable to do so. And then placing your right hand on your navel. Send a big inhale into the tummy, filling up the tummy, and then filling up the ribs, and then the top of the chest. And then releasing from the chest, ribs, and lastly the tummy. And the second inhale into the tummy, filling up the ribs, the upper chest, and then releasing from the upper chest, the ribs, and the tummy. And taking another full yogic breath here. Doing the 3 stages at your own speed. This is the yogic breath. Working with these 3 different parts. And when you finish your final breath, just come to your natural breathing and just observing it in its natural state. And then drawing the knees towards the chest, keeping the legs further apart, rolling the ankles, drawing circles with the feet, and then go the other direction. Taking happy baby, holding onto the outside edges of the feet, arms thread through the inside of the legs. Draw those knees towards your armpits. Doesn't matter how close they get, that's just the action you want. Deep inhales, deep exhales, and drawing right foot towards the bum, rolling over to the side, keeping the left foot where it is. It's quite nice to roll onto your back. It might not be nice for you, but give it a try. Sort of gently in these positions, having a roll over to the other side, left heel towards the bum. Holding onto the right foot as normal in happy baby. And then come through center. Release the hands from the feet. Stretch the legs up to the sky. Stretching the toes. And then bending the knees. Bringing the feet down to the ground. Inhale for bridge pose. We're going to take the arms overhead with the bridge. Exhale, bringing everything down together. Inhale, press into the feet, lifting the hips and the arms. Arms land behind you. Exhale, start to lower. Hips come down, hands come down. Inhale, reaching up once more, moving with your breath. Exhaling to lower, lowering the pelvis and the arms in unison. Last one here, moving with your breath. Moving as slow as you can. And then draw the knees to get towards the chest, hands on the hamstrings. Just rock back and forth a few times if it feels good. or come up to sit in another manner, turning to your side and bringing yourself up. And then we're going to come into table. Come through table and then come on up into downward dog. And in your first downward dog, stretch the legs one at a time, maybe pedaling, bicycling the legs. Heels never have to reach the mat. It's just about stretching. Rolling onto the ball of the foot and the toes, slowly lowering down as much as you can. And slowly walk to the front of the mat and then gently coming up to rise to stand. Feet hips width apart, hands on shoulders. Let's draw some circles with our elbows pointing forwards or off to the side. It's up to you. Just stay standing nice and tall. Releasing that, taking the hands behind at the lower back, interlacing fingers and extending the arms away from the body. Taking a nice fold here, placing the torso on the thighs, bend the knees as much as is comfortable, and hands come overhead, stretching the shoulders. They don't have to come as far as mine do, just find your own stretch through the shoulders. Releasing that, inhale, arms reach to the sky, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, left arm across the body, drawing it near, using the right arm. It's like a shoulder stretch. Gently twisting to the right. Try and do the twist from above the hips, from around the waist. Just find that stretch through the shoulder. Releasing, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, right arm comes across the body. Left arm draws it near. Just love this little warm-up squeeze of the shoulder. Taking a little twist at the same time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, slowly take the arms down to the sides. And coming to stand at the front of the mat, feet hips width apart. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhaling, hinge from the hips to come forwards. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping the right foot back. Right knee comes to the ground. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back, downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale for low cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes and take it back for downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forwards, drop the left knee. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the mat and tucking the back toes, step forwards to the front of the mat. Soften the knees, inhale to rise all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips to come forwards. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, left foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale for low lunge, get some length in your spine. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back, downward dog. Inhale for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, low cobra. Exhaling, back into downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forwards and drop the right knee. Inhale, arms reach, low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, step forwards. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach, get all that length. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Finding a comfortable way to be in chair. Your hands can come to the chest in prayer. You don't have to reach them forwards. If you're reaching them forwards, try and imagine they're in line with your ears. And palms face inwards. Exhale the hands to your heart at prayer and twist facing facing right. Left elbow comes over your right knee. You can check your knees are still together, in line with one another. Inhale through center. On an exhale, twist to the left. Just want to make sure that the knees stay in line, not one edging forwards ahead of the other. Come through center. Exhale to fold deeply. Let the legs release. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the knee. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, left hand comes to the side of the body. Right hand reaches over the top for a side bend. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, frame the front foot and step back into downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. You can lower all the way to your tummy and take high cobra 2. Exhaling, downward dog. And don't watch the video here. Inhale your right leg up. And exhale, step it forwards for a low lunge. I get my legs confused there. Inhale, low lunge, reaching. Exhaling, right hand to right side, left hand reaches over for a side bend. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back into downward dog once more. Inhale for plank pose. Exhale, lower chaturanga or all the way. Inhale, upward dog or a high cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take your vinyasas how you like to take them. If you're practicing and you're at a level where you know what's good for your body and how it likes vinyasas. Maybe it doesn't like them at all. You can also always just go to downward dog. But in downward dog, stretch back. Hips nice and high. Next, exhale, step or float towards the front of the mat. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale to fold. Soften your knees. Inhale to rise all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands on hips. Right knee lifts. Left hand comes to the outside edge of the right thigh and right hand reaches back behind you for a side twist. You can also extend the leg forwards, holding onto the outside edge of the foot. Working with our balance here. Try and reach back through your back hand and turn the upper torso to face the right side. Just keep trying wherever you are with it, holding the balance if you've got it locked in. Taking it nice and slow if you just keep working at it. No rushing. Steady gaze. Gently release the pose and switching ground down to your right foot. Left knee will lift up and take the outside edge of the left knee. That's one way to do it, and do your twist. Or if you can extend the leg forwards, hold on to the outside edge of the left foot, extend the leg in front of you and twisting to the side. Almost turning the shoulders to match the gaze. Keep your left arm nice and engaged, reaching to the back of the mat. Your grounded leg, it's best to be straight, but softening the knee does help the balance a bit. Gently releasing. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips to come forwards. Inhale, halfway with a flat back. Plant the hands, step back, taking plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. And folding the knee, open up the hip to the sky. Finding that stretch through the front of the hip. Lots of space. And bringing the hip more central. Stepping that right foot forward. Inhale for warrior two. Gazing over the front hands. Making sure your knee is over your ankle and not drifting over, not lunging forwards. Inhale, arms reach straight. Exhale, left hand goes back, right hand reaches over to reverse it. Inhale, back to warrior two. Taking hands to lower back, engaging the fingers and folding for a humble warrior. Taking the torso down towards the thigh, perhaps beyond the thigh. Letting the head hang as long as the neck's comfy. Taking the arms up high if that's good for your shoulders. Inhale to come back up through warrior two. Exhaling, spiral the hands down, framing the front foot. Take a vinyasa or go to downward dog. That's just up to you. Stretching back in your downward dog. See how the breath's moving. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, fold at the knee and open that hip up to the sky, stretching through the hip. Keep that knee pointing up high too. Bringing the hips through a level position. Bring the knee forward, step the foot down, warrior two. Sinking in nicely for your warrior two. Check your stance, heel to arch alignment. The drishti over the front hand. Steady inhales. Inhale, reaching nice and tall. Exhale to reverse it. In this reverse, I'm liking to look back at my back hand. It's a bit of a different reverse. Inhale to warrior two. Taking the hands to the lower back, interlace the fingers, and then take your bow for humble warrior. Listening to your body, listening to your shoulders, the neck, and finding the length through that back leg that lets you drift forwards. Inhale back for warrior two. Exhale, spiral the hands down, framing the front foot. Take downward dog or take a vinyasa. It's your choice. And when you're back in your downward dog, just let the breath come back to you, settling into rhythm. Even inhales, even exhales. Next exhale, step or float to the front of the mat. Folding. And soften the knees. Inhale, rising all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming sideways across the mat, wide-legged stance, finding goddess legs, hands on the thighs. Try and open the knees as much as you can. Taking the torso level, parallel to the ground, dropping the right shoulder, left shoulder lifts up. Left shoulder drops, right shoulder lifts up. Coming through center, dropping the right shoulder to the ground, left lifts up. Center, left shoulder drops, right shoulder lifts. Center, hands to the mat and straightening the legs, toes point forwards for a wide-legged forward fold. Exhaling, taking the head down if it's comfy to do so. You can use a block. You also don't have to reach for anything with the head. You don't have to reach the block or the mat. Just as long as you're extending through your spine, stretching out the legs. Hands can come down to the mat if they reach. If your hands don't reach the mat, use a block so that you're not hanging in space. Inhale halfway with a flat back, place the hands in the middle, then framing the front foot, spiral yourself round, and you can take plank pose by the looks of it. slowly lowering, taking your time, inch by inch, all the way to the tummy on the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Tent the hands, lift the heel of the hand up, finding that strength in the mid-back. Releasing the pose. And taking the feet wide to the edge of the mat, tuck the toes like you would do in plank pose. Hands come forwards to the front of the mat. Inhale up for a high cobra. Finding your high cobra, release the glutes if they're very active in this pose. You can take an exhale and turn to your right, looking at the right heel, come through center, and turning to look at the left heel, and then through center and lowering all the way to the mat, releasing all the muscles in the back and the shoulders and the arms. You can rest a forehead down or a cheek on your hands if that's comfy, and taking locust pose, bringing the legs together, hands interlace at the lower back and reaching towards the heels with the hands. Inhale, lifting everything up off the mat, leaving the pelvis and the tummy on the mat, just finding whatever space you can. Release the pose, let everything come down to the mat, the muscles in the back release, the shoulders release. Bring yourself back up to downward dog, reaching up high with the hips. Shrink the pose a little bit so it's a bit shorter, and take the left hand and take it to the right shin for a twisted dog. Come back through center, and right hand reaches for left shin or left toe or left thigh, but go for the outside edge of the left leg. And coming to kneeling, the feet can be flat on the mat, or they can be flat on the mat because we're going to set up for camel pose. Taking the hands to the lower back and the top of the glutes. Inhale, reach up tall through the chest, and exhale, lower into camel pose. Keep pushing the pelvis forwards and let the back bend happen using a bit of gravity. Hands can reach for the heels to come on up, squeeze the thighs, and I take my right hand to my left shoulder because I find that helps to bring myself forwards. Coming to kneeling once more. Inhale, arms reach nice and tall. Exhale, left hand towards the side body. Right arm reaches over for a bend. And then bending at the elbow, taking the right hand to the upper back. Inhale, arms reach. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, right hand towards the mat. Heel of the hand presses in, taking a side bend here. Left arm reaching over, and then exhale, taking the hand towards the upper back, gazing beyond the back of the arm. Inhale to release, and coming to sit with the bum on the mat, bringing the soles of feet together for bound angle pose or butterfly, as we often call it, butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling the front of the chest open, reaching up through the top of the head. Hands can hold on to the feet. Just letting the knees drift gradually towards the ground and finding that stretch on the inner thigh. It's very windy here today. And the wind is howling past. Something to do with the window. It's very noisy. Take the hands behind the hips. below the shoulders. Feet come forwards a little bit, and inhale for reverse table. Try and imagine your pelvis is in line with the knees and the shoulders. Your head doesn't have to come back. It can gaze forwards if that's comfier. Steadily lowering the bum towards the mat and lowering back towards the ground. Bringing the heels towards the bum. Hands can touch the heels, fingertips. Inhale for bridge pose. And you can walk your shoulders towards one another and interlace the fingers at lower back. Or if you like bridge and you've got the flex, reach forward towards the ankles, maybe holding on to the outside edges of each ankle. Just keep your chin away from your chest and don't turn your head. Just keep it straight. Exhaling to lower all the way. Arms to a T, will cross the left leg over right and take a twist, taking the legs over to the right side. And if it's comfy on your neck, turn the head to look over the left side. And as you're lying on your back, if it's comfy for you, you can just close your eyes now. Bringing the legs back through center, uncross them and cross the right leg over left and taking a gentle twist here, taking the knees down to the left side and head can look over the right shoulder if it's comfy to do so. Inhale through center, release the legs. And here I'm just doing a little bit of a different relaxation here. I'm crossing my legs like I would normally cross them to sit, and then coming back into a supine position and arms reach overhead. You can try this one out, experiment with it. It's a different way to stretch out the tummy and the shoulders. Maybe it's comfy for you. If not, you can just get yourself ready for Shavasana. Make sure there's space between the legs, the feet flop open, and the palms face up to the sky. Keep the chest open. And with the arms are reaching overhead, one arm is stacked on top of the other. Perhaps halfway through, stack them a different way so that the other arm is on top to what was on top. And you can also change the cross of your legs just so everything gets an even stretch. Gently releasing your Shavasana. Slowly turning yourself to your right side and gently coming on up to sit. Bringing the palms together and taking them to forehead for clear and loving thoughts. Mouth center for clear and loving communication, and heart center to share this with all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for taking part in it. I hope you've enjoyed something within the video, if not all of it. and keep your practice going at home. Hope to see you coming to class soon. Take care. Bye.